talk to us about how AI lying, AI kind of saying what I want to hear the whole time? What is going on with that? And how does AI lie? Why does it lie?
There are two slightly different things happening. And maybe lying is slightly the wrong word, because it doesn't lying normally suggests you're lying and you're intentionally trying to deceive someone. There actually are some cases of AI doing that, but that's a different question.
We need to come back
Generally
to that.
speaking, it doesn't know when it's lying to you. We call it hallucinating.
Okay, so it's a different
word. So if you think about it, this is my simple explanation. These models are built on trying to recognize patterns in the way that we speak, and when you ask it something, it is trying to inside the model. It's built this giant universe where words are sort of mathematically weighted to other words, like in terms of how likely they are to follow each other, and not just the next word, but like all the possible other words after that word and before that word. This is incredibly complicated, but it is essentially trying to find a pattern of probabilistically likely combinations of words that would come together. So when you ask it a question, especially certain questions framed in certain ways, it will often give you an answer that is probabilistically likely and is plausible because it's seen all these patterns.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's correct. Sometimes it does, and probably most of the time it does, because we are quite predictable and words follow certain patterns, but not always. And so I give the example in the book of where Google's Gemini, one of these models, says that Jamie Bartlett, the writer, has died in 2023.
AI thinks you're dead.
AI thinks I'm dead. And it's because someone else had sadly died in 2023 with my name, same name as me. And so the model had seen so many times died in 2023 around my name that it gave me the probabilistically reasonable, likely answer, but that was factually incorrect. So that's a way of trying to understand, especially when a model has little training data on specific subjects. So if you're asking something really niche and it hasn't really got much data that it's used before, it will just try and generate an answer that feels about right. And an expert like you will say that I know that's wrong. That's my subject area. So that's the hallucination problem. And because all these machines really do is word after word after word after word, they can go on forever. You've noticed they'll talk, they can just keep talking. Yeah, they'll never stop.
And suggest the next thing.
Suggest another thing. Do you want to keep, do you want this into a PowerPoint or a business plan or whatever? Those hallucinations, unlike human lies, can last for thousands of words and go into incredible detail. Intricate detail and facts that have all been made up. And we humans tend to associate, for good reason, details and facts and length with someone being honest. Because a human can't lie about something unless they're a complete psychopath for hundreds of hours, giving you details and examples, and you can ask if it's lying and it will say, no, this is the truth, Anna, this is definitely what's happened. That's what a machine will do, because it's just trying to give you probabilistically likely answers. Yeah. And so humans can get sucked into that because they just assume, well, it can't be making this up. Look at all the detail it's included, because we're so used to speaking to other humans, and that's what humans do.
Do you think as well, you just made me think, I mean, first of all, that is like a major aha moment for me, because I'm just like, that's absolutely right. If someone was talking to me with that level of detail, I'd totally think they were telling the truth.
Yeah.
But with the kind of being brought up with intellect and IQ being held quite high in our society and culture, I wonder if that plays into it as well, because we think if you're smart, you must know what you're talking about. If you've got high intellect, high IQ, and obviously these things have got very high IQ. Yeah. So it's kind of outperforming any human. Yeah. So again, I wonder if that's part of our psyche as humans, that we just think, oh, you must be on the money.
I think that's it. I think a lot of the problems we see at the moment is we've got used to certain norms that we accept about how people communicate and what certain words mean and how a sentence is structured and what we assume from that. Yeah. That no longer works with a machine. Yeah. And we're sort of applying human style attributes to it, which is why we keep getting unstuck. And part of that is that if you see something that is really well written, really articulate, really clear, uses all the right sort of conventions and references, and you just assume that's probably true, because normally people who do that and write really well and really clearly are more likely to be accurate in what they say. That is just not true with a machine.
It's good to know
it can copy the style perfectly, but the detail might be completely wrong. This happened with the police recently, where they had written an intelligence report using AI referencing a football match that never happened. And someone said, but this match, like, they published it. And someone said, this football match, this has never happened.
Oh, that's really tricky,
but the machine had gone into all this detail about a match. And I think people inside the police had thought, well, this is obviously must have happened, because it's really well put together, it's really detailed, so it's obviously true. So one of the reasons for writing this book is to get people thinking, no, I can't assume that anymore. I can't assume that accuracy is correlated with articulateness, if that's a word. That is a slightly different problem from the one you also mentioned about flattery and sycophancy.
So bad.
And they can be related, but when the two things are combined, it can be really dangerous. So, as we've said, your models are trained on all of our language, and we, I think, do like to be flattered, and it's probably learnt from that we tend to be happier when we're flattered, and people say our ideas are great. So it sort of mirrors it back to us a bit. But more than that, after these base models are first built, these like really chaotic first go at building a language model, where it's taken all this data, but there's no rules around it, there's no safety filters, nothing like that. So it's a total and it could give you wild answers. No one gets to touch these. These are quite dangerous, these base models. Companies then spend a lot of money doing post-training, tidying it up, tweaking it, making sure you're testing it a lot, see what answers it gives. And they do something called reinforcement learning through human feedback, which is having loads of humans,
actual
real humans, grade the answers, mark whether the answers are good or not. And we humans like to be told we're right and agreed with. And the models have somehow learnt that answers that pat you on the back and say you're great are ones that keep us on there for longer, keep us happier, tend to think of right. Again, it's a bit of a reflection of us.
It is, yeah.
And again, I think one of the most important things to remember is a machine telling you your idea is a good one, your business plan is a good idea, to really be it is flattering you. Yeah. Every single model is sycophantic. It's almost built into them. And even when you know that, it's still hard to not agree when it tells you your idea is great if you already thought it was great.
Oh, this is not good, is it?
So this is why it's like mind. It's a mindset. Like, why is this I won't swear, but this Jeremy Paxman, that BBC interviewer, used to mention it. Used to say, "Why is this effing politician effing lying to me?" when he went into an interview, and I think it's worth.
So he's going with that mindset.
Yeah. He even wrote a book called that. Like, it's similar. Like, why is this machine lying to? Like, why is this machine lying to me? Why is this machine flattering me? Why is it? Just bear that in mind. And I think once you know that, it's probably flattering me. It could be lying, and just because it's well written doesn't mean it's true. Simple things like that can help you be much safer.
Yes.
But it's hard to remember that in the moment. Yeah. That's the thing.